Hi, this is Nancy, and I'm doing the HCG diet, Dr. Simeon protocol for the most part. I've done some of Kevin Trudeau's for the cleansing and that sort of thing. Anyway, I'm here first thing in the morning. You get to see me early, about 6:30, because I wanted to show drawing the needle and giving a shot, and I do it first thing in the morning, and so I wanted to stick to my normal routine, and so here I am. You see me all, you know, just as I am. But I did want to say, I've been doing so good on the protocol, and I still am as far as feeling confident and eating the right things and not feeling cravings and not feeling hungry and having energy. Everything like that is just the same, but I believe I'm in a stall. It's very frustrating. Since I think Sunday, I really haven't lost any weight. Up and down about 0.4 pounds, or just staying right there, not doing anything wrong. I've still been dealing with issues of constipation, but yesterday, to be quite honest with you, I just had a little enema, and that got rid of that. I had tried the Smooth Move tea again, and that didn't seem to affect me all that well. I'm going to order some Miracle Noodles, or I'm going to get some Miracle Noodles, because those are fiber and they don't have anything that might be just the trick I need. That's going to be something that maybe on this first round, phase 2, might be my big accomplishment, figuring out how to keep me going. That's a pretty regular issue in my life normally. Okay, I'm going to now show how to draw up a needle. I've already drawn up my needle because when I show you giving the shot, it needs to be warm. So this is my husband. He's starting the protocol, and he is going to be on day 1, very low, or the low day. But here is my vial. I keep it wrapped in foil because it needs to stay out of the light as much as possible. Here's the top where you put the needle. Every time you're going to use it, you wipe it with alcohol so that it's nice and sterile. Here's the needle, how it comes. It's got the bigger cap for the plunger end. The little cap, this thin cap, is for the needle. Take that off. Okay, I'm going to draw up some air. It doesn't have to be the full amount. For what we personally have mixed and what we're doing, we draw it up to, I guess it would be 62 mil. You don't necessarily have to push that much air in the vial. I've just got it up to 40 right now. Sticking the needle in, pushing in, and now drawing up. Like I said, everybody can be kind of different. We draw it up to 62. I'm going to have to see here in a minute. There it goes, 62. And I'm personally not that worried if it's give or take just a tad. This isn't, considering the range that people can inject HCG from 125 up to 200, I don't think a drop or two is going to make a difference. This isn't something that is that critical. So I pull it out, just set my vial down, put the top on the needle, and then to warm it up, I put it under my arm. That's a method that I've read, and I think it works pretty good, even compared to sitting it on the counter, having it under my arm. It's going to be body temperature, which is good. So that's it for until I show you the shot. And like I said, the update, my current weight is 198. Not as good as I would like it to be because I was doing so good going down, 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 and but maybe by Sunday or so when I make my next video, I really hope to have good success. Probably by Saturday, if I haven't really changed, I'm going to do an apple day. In the Simeon protocol, he has an apple day when you have a stall. He does say that some of that is for psychological reasons, but also it seems to flush fluids and different things. So I've got a couple days to go. This is a Thursday. So,
okay, here we are. I'm going to show you how I do an injection. So I've got my needle all drawn up, which you saw that, and I have it warmed up. It's been under my armpit. You want to make sure your needle is warm, because your syringe is warm, because when that product is cold and you inject it into yourself, it burns and stings. You know, we want it to be as pleasant as possible. I'm sure all of us do. Okay, I've got my alcohol pad. It's the same one that I had used to wipe the top. It's still good enough. It's alcohol, so it's sterile. Okay, I pick an area on my leg, and I've found that I like to wipe a big area, because when I kept it small, then I never could figure out where I wiped it. Because you want that alcohol to dry. Once again, as I had mentioned, we're all about comfort here. If you don't let that alcohol dry, then that stings when you give yourself a shot. So, see, as it dries, I can't even tell where I had put it, so I put it in a big area so I can figure it out. I personally, when I draw out these little needles, I have never really seen an issue with air bubbles. If there's a tiny one, it isn't going to matter. And I did read somewhere somebody mentioned, it was on a YouTube site, a little bubble on the top, which is where it's going to be when you inject, is just going to push the last of it through that's in the needle anyway. So this isn't like an intravenous shot. I'm not really sure as much about the intramuscular, how much an air bubble would be concerned, but there's no problem there. I've hardly ever had to mess with it. Okay? Tighten the skin a little bit. Push. Maybe a tiny prick. No big deal whatsoever. I'm slowly pushing it in. You could do it fast, but I think slow is better. I just vision that fluid stretching the tissue area. When nurses do it, they're in a hurry. They always just cram it through. Done. I'm going to count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't normally do that out loud. I'm just doing it for your sake today. Pull the needle out. I do have a tiny drop that came back. No big deal. Sometimes that does happen. I'm going to wipe it, but it's fine. Sometimes a little tiny drop comes out, sometimes not. I don't know how to change that, but that isn't an issue either. I still get all the HCG I need. So, that's it. Giving myself an injection in the thigh.